It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
There we go. Try that. Hey, the travel industry podcast on Labor Day with technical issues. Everything crashed like 7 or 8 minutes ago, and then I couldn't get everything back up. Boy, it started off to be an awful day. And I've got this stupid echo back that I got rid of after the show Wednesday, and it's back now, and I have no idea how or why. Anyway, all right. So I assume that I'm on the air and you guys can hear me. If somebody that's with me, if you could drop a comment on audio and video being okay. I see Joanne's with us, Steve's with us out in Kentucky. Here's Kenneth up in Pennsylvania. Uh, Steve says, "Good morning, Chillie and everybody." Ken here and Steve. Thank you, Joanne. All right, so that way I can go on with the show. Of course, knowing me, I could cut you off in a heartbeat. Okay, so welcome to today's show. Uh, there's not a ton of news, but got some things this morning. I wasn't really figuring on having much of an audience today, being a holiday and all. Anyway, the lead story this morning, we had a galley fire on a cruise ship. We got a cruise guest arrested at Norfolk. Niagara takes flight. Legend of the Seas float out. An age change for Calypso Lagoon. The Disney Adventure departs Shipyard for the Baltic Sea. And Captain Dag retires. That and lots more here at 11 o'clock this morning. Today, of course, is National Labor Day. So we welcome everybody that works or has to work or whatever. Celebrate those that have worked all their lives. This day in history, in 1752, the Liberty Bell arrives in Philadelphia from Whitechapel Foundry in London, England. And when we got it, it was cracked. Come to find out that when they tested the gonger in the bell, it cracked the bell. They recast the thing twice more and it kept cracking. So we got the crack in the Liberty Bell. It's been that way ever since 1752. So I think maybe they had the wrong chemical compound in the bell. All right. So I just access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search for travel and cruise industry news. Okay, so let me see if I can do everything I'm supposed to do. The other thing, when this thing crashed this morning, it got really slow. So, like, I'm trying to change spots on the computer and it's just sitting and spinning. but I'll get there eventually. So, did I just freeze? Okay, now. I guess I did, Gretchen. I'm not seeing movement. I'm actually trying to go over to the StreamYard so I can get to my stories. Huh. Why will it not do that? So anyway, let's see if I can pull it up another way. Oh, now it says Google Chrome is not uh, working. So if I can, wonder if I can put it up on this computer. Uh, let's try and see if that would go on the air. I'm actually trying to do something that I've never tried before. And yeah, I'm looking frozen again. Browser can't access your devices. Try starting your browser. Wow. Okay. Everything is frozen on my end. Can hear you more than see you, your lips move. That was from Joanne. That was a couple minutes ago. It looks like I'm moving again there. Okay, so I don't need that on. Maybe if I take that off, I'll have more power. Banners and okay. Hey. All right. So we got it back here. I can now bring up at least the first story. Wow. After I got that done, let's go on and take a break from one of our sponsors, and then I'll try this again. So I'll be back in just a minute. All right. So the first story today is about the fire. See if this works.
Guests sailing aboard P&O Iona faced a tense moment this past weekend, after a small fire broke out in a Deck 5 galley while the ship was en route to Southampton. Passengers reported a series of shipwide announcements as fire response crews rushed to the kitchen. Moments later, additional crew were directed to muster stations, signaling the seriousness of the incident. The situation was declared under control within 15 minutes, but multiple dining venues, including the Pearl and Coral dining rooms, were temporarily closed. Several Deck 6 restaurants were also impacted. No injuries have been reported, and P&O Cruises has not yet issued an official statement. Guests say the ship quickly resumed normal operations following the all-clear.
What the hell is that? I'm still trying to figure out where all this stuff is coming from. I had 3 echoes there. Okay. Let's try it again.
A 49-year-old Virginia Beach resident, Fard Shahid Matthews, was arrested last week at Norfolk Cruiseport during the security screening process. Authorities confirmed that U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers discovered an active arrest warrant for Matthews, issued by the Norfolk Police Department. The charges include felony forcible rape and sexual battery, which carry potential penalties ranging from several years in prison to a possible life sentence if convicted. Two ships, Carnival Sunshine and American Cruise Line's American Patriot, were docked at the port that day, but officials have not confirmed which vessel Matthews intended to board. After verifying the warrant and Matthews' identity, officers turned him over to Norfolk Police, who took him into custody. The arrest highlights the critical role of port security screenings, which regularly uncover fugitives attempting to travel.
All right. So I got that story out of the way. I don't know. I can't tell for sure, folks. I've gotten multiple echoes now on my end.
Visitors to Niagara Falls now have a brand new way to experience the world-famous waterfall with the official opening of Niagara Takes Flight. Located inside the Table Rock Center at the brink of Horseshoe Falls, the $25 million immersive attraction uses advanced drone technology and a sweeping 180-degree domed screen to transport guests on an aerial journey celebrating Niagara's natural beauty, rich history, and cultural heritage. "This is a transformative moment for Niagara Parks," said Bob Gale, chair of Niagara Parks. "This $25 million investment, fully paid for by our operating revenue, supports our vision to be one of the most spectacular parks in the world, while driving tourism and supporting the local economy." Guests are lifted in gondola-style seating, feet dangling above a 56-feet-wide dome screen, while special effects, wind, mist, and even smells, immerse them in the journey. The attraction was developed under the creative direction of Rick Rothschild, the Disney Imagineer behind Disney California Adventure's iconic Soarin' over California. Guests soar across the Niagara River corridor, with exhilarating stops that highlight the region across all 4 seasons, from sunrise to nighttime. With its blend of cutting-edge technology and storytelling, Niagara Takes Flight is expected to become a signature highlight for millions of annual visitors. Interested in a package to see Niagara Falls? Email chillie@bookalaska.net.
Cruise around the world with the Will Model C2. That's the chair that I use. Our chairs will easily fit through accessible cabin doors and can navigate those tight spaces and crowded places. To see if Will may be right for you, click on the link below to schedule a test drive. Just tell them to use code Chillie for all your mobility needs. That's scootaroundstore.com.
Another giant of the seas has officially hit the water. On Friday, Royal Caribbean's newest vessel, Legend of the Seas, floated out of its dry dock at Finland's Meyer Turku shipyard. The moment marked the first time the ship touched water and officially begins the outfitting phase of construction. The float out is a traditional step in shipbuilding, celebrated as the point when heavy exterior work is complete and attention turns to interiors, technical systems, and final details. Delivery is expected during 2026. Carnival Cruise Line has made an age change for the adults-only Calypso Lagoon at their new private port in the Bahamas, Celebration Key. Starting on September 6, Calypso Lagoon will be for any guests who are 13 years and older. This is a change from being truly adults only 18 years and older when the area opened in July. If you would like to visit Celebration Key, email chillie@bookalaska.net.
All right, here's today's cruise special from Alaska Travel Desk and Chillie's Cruises. This is the MSC Grandiosa that we've talked about this morning, sailing from Port Canaveral on December the 6th, 2025. Stops at Nassau, Ocean Key, Puerto Plata, and back to Port Canaveral. Inside cabins start at $469 per person. Solo cabins start at $664. If you'd like more information on the MSC Grandiosa cruise from Port Canaveral, call Alaska Travel Desk at 907-531-9140 or Chillie Cruises at 434-258-9264. MSC Grandiosa sailing from Port Canaveral on December 6th.
The Disney Adventure, the largest ship ever constructed in Wismar, Germany, is set to leave the shipyard, marking a historic moment for both Disney Cruise Line and the region's shipbuilding industry. According to an order from the Wismar Port Authority, the harbor basin was closed to all other traffic between 10 p.m. Sunday and 9 a.m. Monday to allow the massive vessel to After decades at sea, Captain Dag Dvergastein has retired, handing over command of MS Europa to his colleague, Captain Tom Petzold, in a heartfelt ceremony filled with music, memories, and gratitude. Over the years, he commanded ships of several fleets, including Regent Seven Seas Cruises, Seabourn, Holland America, and Hapag-Lloyd.
How's this for a deal of the day? Enjoy the Mexican Riviera on the Carnival Firenze, sailing out of Los Angeles October the 20th. 6 nights with stops in Cabo San Lucas and Ensenada. $44 per person per day. That's right, folks. 6 nights, $44 per person per day on the Carnival Firenze out of Los Angeles. Just give me a call, 434-258-9264.
The Disney Adventure, the largest ship ever constructed in Wismar, Germany, is set to leave the shipyard, marking a historic moment for both Disney Cruise Line and the region's shipbuilding industry. According to an order from the Wismar Port Authority, the harbor basin was closed to all other traffic between 10 p.m. Sunday and 9 a.m. Monday to allow the massive vessel to maneuver out of the yard with the help of multiple tugboats. The departure is a symbolic end to a turbulent chapter in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern's maritime history. The ship, originally laid down in 2018 as Global One, later renamed Global Dream, was envisioned to carry nearly 9,500 passengers and 2,000 crew members. However, the collapse of global cruising during the COVID-19 pandemic led to the insolvency of MV Werften and its owner Genting Hong Kong in 2022, leaving the project in limbo. The vessel's future was secured when Disney Cruise Line purchased the unfinished ship and reimagined it to fit the brand's family-friendly style and operational standards. Measuring 1,122 feet long and 150 feet wide, the ship has been extensively redesigned before its upcoming sea trials. The Disney Adventure is scheduled to officially debut on December 15th, offering sailings from Singapore across Southeast Asia.
All right, that actually puts an end to the news portion of today's show. Thank you, Tom. I heard that it cut off, but I'm glad you asked me to replay it because it cut off 3/4 of the story. Anyway, I was glad to get that done. All right, let's go over in the chat room, see if anybody is still with me and not fussing at me. Man, I don't understand this audio issue. No, well, number one, I don't understand why all of a sudden everything crashed. But it did. And then now I've got the echo back again. All right, like I said earlier, Joanne was here, Steve out in Kentucky, Kenneth up in Pennsylvania. Now everybody's saying they can hear me. It was Gretchen in Ohio. Hi, guys, under the Medusa with chemicals on my head, getting my color done. Audio is weird. Okay. Yeah, I think it's weird too. Sounds good to Kenneth. There's Hot Air Tom. He's back home. Says happy Labor Day to everyone. I have a bunch of stuff from him that I still haven't gotten up. I'll catch up on it eventually, Tom. Joanne says, woo woo, Philly. Yeah. Gretchen says hi to everybody. There's Roger down in Jacksonville. Happy Labor Day. My dad was a loyal member of Local 306 Motion Picture Machine Operators Union from 1936 to 1974. Wow, that's pretty cool. And was a motion picture machine operator. The closest I ever came to that was working in a television station and using the both film and VTR machines to get stuff like Gilligan's Island and Wagon Train on the air. Maria Joseph's with us again. Emmanuel reposted this stream. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And there was where Gretchen said I was frozen. Sonny's with us down in Mississippi. Can hear you, see your lips move. I don't know, folks. Not frozen. Sonny says I can see and hear you. Gretchen asked if Tom is still in Boston. I had some people contact me. I guess they'd seen me made some comments about Boston and contacted me to see if I still lived in Boston. Well, no, I didn't live in Boston. I've just visited there a number of times over the years. My dad was there. Wow. Gretchen says she's gonna have to go in a second. Yeah, they got a curl in your hair or, you know, paint your tone or whatever you do in the place. Gretchen, you have to be home, Tom. Well, that's probably a loaded question. Gretchen says, I always feel great to getting back to normal. I do too, briefly. And then I want to go again. It doesn't take me long until unfortunately, with kind of headaches that I have here, I want to get the hell out of Dodge. So I'm looking forward to October getting here quickly so I can at least go, even if it is on a Carnival and it's a short cruise. But that's all I could steal the time for this time. My computer is working slow today too. Wonder if it is trying to download a Windows upload. Yeah, maybe. Roger said, also known as a movie projectionist. Yeah. He worked in Times Square area and Lowe's State Theater. Wow, that's cool. I mean, that was back in the day when, you went to movie theater all the time. I was technically my work in the television station. I had a labor type job, which was a projectionist as well. And then I ended up co-hosting a talk show. So I was on the air too and did a little weather, did a little news, but primarily I co-hosted an afternoon talk show. I still kept the projectionist job because that, gave me good hours, but that's why I was working in college to make a little money. WBLG TV, channel 63 in Lexington, Kentucky. So Gretchen says, happy to have Penny with us. Lawn needs mowed and I guess that's other stuff too. Tired to do. Well, okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah, I'm sure the lawn needs mowed. Too bad you can't get Penny to do that. Yeah. So I'm real interested to know how Cindy did traversing around Boston, because I know at times you did some uh, walking and rolling that she wasn't going to be happy about. Jamin's with us. Hey, Jamin, good to see you, my friend. Roger says, I got to see a lot of movies as a kid. I bet you did. And back in those days, too, they had the newsreels and the westerns. It's a lot different now, folks. I mean, Roger, he and I are both older than dirt, so we're in a different world as far as movie theaters go. Yeah. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. I'll get back to work on this stupid computer because I got to get rid of this echo. Oh my goodness, driving me crazy. Movies are my best category in the trivia contest. I bet they are. Chillie's Cruises, Roger, last day for the Labor Day savings for side stuff on MSC. Well, I have, a drinks package and Wi-Fi on the MSC cruise. I don't need anything else. 14 days. It's not worth me buying the laundry package. I mean, I can probably go 14 days without washing clothes. Maybe you have to do it once. I don't know. Anyway, so that's going to wrap it up for today. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. Y'all go out and cook some ribs or burgers and dogs. Amanda won't be back from the beach until tonight, so I'll be calling and ordering something in. Of course, I'm not allowed to cook at the grill anymore. Not that I could stand up long enough to do it, but because of the oxygen. So, all right, guys, y'all have a great holiday. I'm not going anywhere, so I will be here in case anything happens. Be monitoring everything as well tomorrow. And I'll see everybody back here on Wednesday. As always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you on Wednesday.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.